Revolutionary greetings, comrades. I am Ngabuto Nicholas Mabena, General Secretary of the Zimbabwe Communist Party. I also chair the Zimbabwe community in South Africa, a member of the African Diaspora Forum. Thank you so much for joining us at this time. Please like the video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let me take this opportunity to thank all of you who have subscribed to this YouTube channel. You are now over 9,000. We really appreciate. Please continue spreading or circulating this video so that we share information on what is happening. We end the week on a sad note. The president of the amalgamated Rural Teachers Union of Zimbabwe, Comrade Obed Masaraure, was arrested on trapped up charges in Harare. He's currently in prison. He appeared in court yesterday. The court case was postponed today. He appeared at around 2:15 in Harare. We are told that the court denied him bail, and he was placed on remand and will have to apply for bail at the High Court again in next week. We want to thank all the comrades, trade union movements inside Zimbabwe, civic society, political parties, individuals, progressive forces internationally that are giving solidarity to Comrade Obed, who is in prison currently as we speak. And he's accused of a murder that happened in 2016, where, according to him, he was not near the incident. What we are told happened at the time was that one of his comrades, Comrade Roy Issa, passed on. It was an accident at some hotel in Harare in 2016. He was it's not clear whether he fell off the window. They were drinking, and Comrade Obed was not there. So an investigation was done, and the Comrade Obed was never fingered to that. But after the trade unions in Zimbabwe, in the teaching profession, announced that they are going to embark on a week-long industrial action from the 20th to the 24th of June 2022. And after ATUS received an international award, in fact, the Comrade Obed traveled to receive the international award awarded to the union. Then when he got back to Zimbabwe, he was arrested. So that's the said note. Let's continue to give solidarity to his family, to comrades in ATUS. Again, we end the week on a sad note. We've spoken about the matter of Comrade More Blessing Ali, who was murdered, gruesome murdered outside Harare, was buried. What worries us is the level of violence that is now erupting in Zimbabwe. We condemn the violence that is happening. It is said that comrades are being kidnapped. The state is not acting. We've seen a statement from the Zimbabwe Republic Police saying the killer of Comrade More Blessing, Ali, was arrested. We are following closely on the progress of that case. You will also know that Comrade Dube, who is a member of Triple C in Bulawayo, was also murdered at his home in Lopengula West. Were told these were criminal gangs. So this is worrying. This is worrying. The level of violence that we are seeing in Zimbabwe is worrying. And of course, yesterday was International Youth Day. We saw many of my age who were wearing uniforms, remembering the heroic work by the students at the time in 1976. On June 16, 1976, I was in a preschool in my village. I'd gone to get to register as a grade one in 1976 in January, but because my right hand did not touch my left ear, I was told to go back to preschool. So that was what the colonial regime was doing. They did not look into your age. They only judged you based on your ability to touch your left ear using your right arm. So on that, but we always get motivation from the young people at the time in June in 1976 in Soweto, which spread to other provinces in South Africa. We draw inspiration from what they did, and young people today indeed draw inspiration from what happened in 1976 to attend to the current problems in our different countries in the continent. We've spoken about different challenges that we face across the African continent. And we hope that young people will continue to draw inspiration and forge ahead for a better society. We wanted to record this video to talk mainly about the migrant domestic workers in South Africa, but it was important that we touch on other issues or that are happening. We recorded some time early this year about the right of domestic workers or migrants to join a trade union. When we spoke about this, comrades were asking to say which union should they join. It is important that migrants join trade unions. We have always said that we should not create them and us, migrants, workers, South African workers. We must be united as workers. We should not set up what you will call a trade union that specifically represents migrants. Workers must unite. Workers must unite and wage a struggling united. We should not have a trade union specifically for migrants, then a trade union for South Africans. It should be a workers' trade union for all of us as workers, so that we together confront the capitalist system, so that together we confront the bosses who abuse us. So today we had an opportunity to meet with the comrade, the president of the South African Domestic Service and Allied Workers Union, SADSAWU, to discuss challenges faced by especially migrant domestic workers. In the past, we spoke about challenges that they face, that they work long hours, they are paid low wages, some who do what is called the stay in. You are supposed to knock off at 5, but when the boss returns from work, they will ask you to assist them. So some people will work up to 9 p.m., but expected to work again early in the morning at about 5 to prepare kids who are school going. And these workers, they are not members of the trade union, and there's always fear by the migrants to join a trade union. So our appeal to you, if you're a migrant worker, you are in the domestic sector, or put simply, you are working as a domestic worker, usebenza emakishini, join a trade union. The South African Domestic Service and Allied Workers Union, SADSAWU, is affiliated to COSATU. So it is a credible trade union. So we are calling on you to join the trade union. I've in this video written the contacts of the comrades in the union. If you want to contact them to join them, they will assist you. Their joining fee is 100 rands per month. If you are in South Africa, you are a domestic worker, you want to join SADSAWU, their joining fee is 100 rand a month, 20 rand subscription. It is affordable. I was saying to the president of the union, I said, Comrade President, every month our subscription in the Burial Society is 100 rand. We religiously pay 100 rand joining fee in our burial societies. So for the membership of the union annually, it is 100 rand. It is important that you join a trade union. They assist. The president was explaining to us, was accompanied in the meeting by the organizer of the union, Comrade Richard. They were explaining to us that in Johannesburg they conduct classes every Saturday to educate workers about their rights. It's important that you know what your rights as a worker, as a domestic worker are. And she was saying that some workers, they then go and discuss these issues with their employers. So they educate workers about their rights and also the rights of an employer. So it's a two-way process. If you are a worker, you have a right. Good. An employer also has rights. So it's important that if you're a worker, you should understand the rights of an employer. You also understand your own rights, because it does not necessarily mean that when you violate your contract, we should always say you are correct. No, it should not be when you steal at your workplace and so forth. We should not say it is correct. This is what the union teaches its members, and the labor laws and so forth. They gave us a pamphlet which speaks to 45 hours per week work. So I don't know. You know yourself, if you're a domestic worker, how many hours do you work per week? But yes, it's 45 hours per week. You have a right to maternity leave. I met one worker and in some Chisanyama place. She said she had just given birth and was back at work just after 30 days. And I was saying, but why would you be at work after 30 days? She does not belong to a union. So these are the challenges that workers go through if they are not in the union. And we know that the reason why the employer would employ migrant workers is to exploit them, because capitalism is based on exploitation. So they would want to exploit you, force you to work long hours, pay you very little. This is why you will then have conflict between the South African workers and the migrant workers, to an extent that South African workers will say migrants are taking our jobs. It is because we allow this exploitation, and we can't fight this exploitation on our own. We must join with South African workers. This is why we discourage migrants to have their own independent unions, but the migrants must have belong to unions together with other workers. So they will teach you, if you're a member of the union, about the working hours per week, which I'm saying is 45, and your maternity leave, details about that, what it says about your maternity leave, your overtime pay. Some domestic workers were working yesterday June 16, it was a holiday, public holiday, but some were working. What does it mean if you work on a holiday? Some of you who work in what is called a stay in, you are asked if your off is on a Saturday or on a Sunday, you are asked to clean the house for about 2 or 3 hours in the morning before you go to your off. You go off, but you are also expected to be back at about 4 or 5 p.m. in late afternoon. When you get back to the workplace, you'll find that the employer has visitors, and you are invited to say, look, we have visitors. Please come and assist us, and that is not considered as part of your work. They will be saying you are off, but you are only assisting. So the union will teach you about all this, all these issues. They will teach you about the minimum wage, and so that you will be able to compare if indeed your employer is paying you what is due to you. They will teach you about unemployment benefit and other worker-related benefits. So it's important that migrants join trade unions. So in this case, because we're talking about domestic workers, the other important thing, particularly to domestic workers, we talk to domestic workers, they will tell us that, Comrade Mapena, we do not qualify to move to other visas. I'm talking about holders of ZEP. Uh, I was asking the president to say, Comrade President, have you declared or have you proposed a quota system in the domestic industry? Because you know that in other sectors, some sectors they will say 60% South Africans, 40% migrants. I know others they have a proposal to say 80% South Africans, 20% migrants. In the freight industry, we know there's a blockage along N3. They will say 100% South Africans to be truck drivers. So we're having this discussion to say, uh, have you made this proposal as a union in terms of the quota system in the domestic workers, in the domestic industry? The president was saying, while there are migrants, but there are very few who are joining, is something that they've not discussed because the issues of documentation by domestic workers, those that are either on ASLAM, if you are from Democratic Republic of Congo, you are working as a domestic worker, you are on ASLAM document, or on refugee status, or whatever documentation you are using in South Africa, whether you are from Mozambique, you are from Lesotho. The problem is it becomes difficult for the union to have discussions on these issues because migrants are not part of the union. Because the reality is that it is not only migrants that are vulnerable in this sector. South African domestic workers are exploited by the employer. You'll also know that migration, when you talk of migration, which we'll discuss some other time, is not about international migration. There's also internal migration. Someone moving from KZN or Limpopo, Eastern Cape to Johannesburg and end up working as a domestic worker. Uh, that's migration, internal migration. Then only that you are now focusing on international migrants who come from Mozambique, from DRC, from Burundi, who work as domestic workers. All migrants have a right to join trade unions. So if you are from Burundi, you are from Malawi, you are from Mozambique, you are from Zimbabwe, you are from Nigeria, we are a domestic worker, please join the South African Domestic Service and Allied Workers Union. Their contact is, which I've written in the video, is 082 344 0300, 082 344 0300. The alternative number is 083 340 4284, 083 340 4284. I've written these numbers, and the pamphlet here, they say we demand a living wage. This is the pamphlet. You can see the logo of the union, SADSAWU, and then the logo of COSATU, because it is an affiliate of COSATU. So it is in the interest of us as migrants, particularly if you are in the domestic sector, to join a trade union. So we invite you as the African Diaspora Forum, as the Zimbabwe community in South Africa, and indeed as the Communist Party, that migrants must join a trade union and the domestic workers must join a trade union. It is a trade union that will assist you to uh, have your rights respected by the employer. So if you have more questions, please write in the comment section. I know I now have my traditional critics. I know I will not mention them, but they know themselves, they are following. I have traditional critics who will simply say, Comrade Mapena, tell your people to go back to Zimbabwe, or Comrade Mapena, go back to Zimbabwe with your people. Well, it's their views. We respect their views. We will not block them. No, one comrade at some point suggested that we block such individuals. No, we will not block them. Let them express their own feelings. We also express our own views. Please like the video, circulate the video, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Otherwise, Amandla, comrades.